Hello guys and gals of YouTube. I'm Mr. Gals of YouTube and Twitch TV. I'm going to keep this as short as possible because this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to say. March the 13th, 2021, the day before this video was posted, we lost Murray Walker. I'm just so numb right now. The reason I'm putting it here today is really because Murray was the reason I do this type of video. I've mentioned it a few times in my introductory every single year. I think even every single year I've mentioned it, that Murray Walker was a huge inspiration for doing this type of video. And today I want to dedicate this one to him. Rest in peace, Murray Walker, and thank you for everything. It is the first contested silverware of the season, and it kicks off tonight. Manchester United taking on Cardiff City in a bit of a mismatch, but in cup competitions, you never know. It's from Old Trafford, and it's live. Welcome back to the Carabao Cup to do it all again. It is the first contested silverware match of the season, the first of the knockout games. Tonight, Manchester United start their campaign against Cardiff City. A lot of side stories involving Cardiff City and former manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course. He was one of the possible replacements that was being rumoured to take over from Gregg at the end of last season, but of course Gregg ended up U-turning his original decision after the following week of the Champions League final. And his objective this season is to win one of the 3 trophies that have eluded him in his first 3 seasons thus far, this being one of them. And he's put it on a mixture of youth and experience on tonight. Dean Henderson gets the nod in goal ahead of Sergio Romero and David De Gea. It's Fosu Menzel with Lindelof, Bulford Jackson and Majesty Leger. The midfield is Traore with Pogba, Fernandes and Marcus Edwards, and Mason Greenwood, who scored 3 against Arsenal, is partnered up front alongside Amad Diallo Traore. I'm always going to get those two confused as the season goes on. Hopefully we'll get better at that. Alex Smith is in goal with Leonardo Bacuna, a former Premier League player, I think of Bournemouth or Watford. Morrison's with Glenn Nielsen in the rest of the defence. They're joined by Cunningham. Murphy, Volks, Rails and Wilson are the midfield with Gladstall and Moore leading the line at the striker's position. Well, on paper, this probably would look like a mismatch. Cardiff down, I believe, in the Championship, and Manchester United not quite top of the tree in the Premier League, but very close, sitting behind Liverpool and Manchester City. Manchester City most recently taking the top of the Premier League table last time out in the competition. But you can definitely tell that Gregg Popovich is taking this trophy seriously. And I think that'll be the case for the FA Cup as well, and for the Premier League. Whereas the Champions League won't take a back seat, as Manchester United proved with their 6-1 win over Basaksehir. But it's certainly going to take less of a priority. The Carabao Cup, the Premier League and the FA Cup are the 3 trophies that have eluded Gregg Popovich in his time so far. And he's out to win at least one of them. And the Carabao Cup is definitely the earliest of opportunities, as the season started just 5 or 6 weeks ago. And already we're in the first of the Cup action. The FA Cup doesn't start till January for the Premier League sides, being in the 3rd round of course. I think by the time we reach maybe about February or March, we're already competing in the Carabao Cup final. So if Gregg Popovich can get that on his CV, I think we will have a successful season for Manchester United regardless of what happens. And of course Manchester United are recent winners of this competition under Jose Mourinho. In his first season he brought home the Carabao Cup and the Europa League, and then left 2 days after the Europa League final, which leads to Manchester United in the current situation they are in with head coach Gregg Popovich. And here's more. A lot of the Old Trafford pitch to run at. And been brought down by Victor Lindelof. And is he going to go into the book? No, he's not. It's going to be a free kick. think it was a clumsy challenge by Lindelof, maybe a little bit late, nothing really malicious in that. The referee has seen it. It's a 4-man wall, but it's being pushed back. Greenwood, Traore, Popovich, Jackson and Bruno Fernandes. Popovich, Jackson, a favourite player of Coach Popovich, along with Fosu-Mensah. And he's gained a couple more in the last season or so. And Dean Henderson saw that going wide, and that was a very good hit by Wilson. But I don't. Oh, it came off the post. That's a very good effort by I believe it's Harry Wilson. That is a great effort. Henderson absolutely seeing stars, and he went off the post. So a bit of a warning sign there from Cardiff City. They're not going to be the absolute pushovers of this fixture. The football games on the pitch are very different to what they are on paper. That's why we love it. There you go, Traore. He's left his opposite man for dust. Here's Diallo. He tried to have a killer ball there to Mason Greenwood. It didn't come off for him. That's a good ball. And Wilson has immediately passed it to Glazer. Now more. Now Cunningham. And Cunningham came from the left back position there. He travelled a long way. Prime position. Probably should have done better there, but he had Zilajit and Lindelof closing down on him. And I think we can understand why Lindelof and Zilajit are actually playing tonight. It wouldn't be a fixture they would normally play, but this is a cup competition and Popovich wants to win it. But also probably to kind of put Manchester United back on the kind of inspiring defensive display they had at the start of the season. They've let in a lot of goals following the Arsenal game. They let in 2 there and 3 at Newcastle in the Premier League, and they conceded 1 even against Basaskia as well. Because everybody almost found Mason Greenwood, didn't he? That's a great ball. And the legit is going to cut it out. On the ball for Jackson. Pogba. Traore is to his left. He's picking him out. Greenwood and Diallo are gone. Traore's kept the ball. And Nelson has cut it out in front of Greenwood. Well played. Popovich seems to be going back to the 4-4-2. He's reluctant to use that in the last 2 games. Great interception there by Fosu-Mensah. Oh, but Murphy ended up chasing it, getting it back. I think Lindelof hit that more out of hope than expectation. It ended up being a brilliant ball, except that Diallo wasn't able to control it. Great header by Bulford Jackson, and Traore receives it. Now is Diallo going to get there? Yes, he is. Is he going to put back to Mason Greenwood? He is. Greenwood, good save by Schmieds, the keeper. And the referee is pointing to the spot. And handball against Cunningham, I guess. We've had a few of these this season so far. No, there is no handball in that. Absolutely none. And that's an awful decision. Well, Bruno Fernandes just going to take the penalty regardless. And he's missed the last 2 he's taken. Not this time. 3rd time is the charm for Bruno Fernandes. 1-0 to Manchester United. But it's a hugely soft penalty. I don't think there was any handball in that decision. There was nothing the player could do. A very cruel decision by the referee. Keeper sent completely the wrong way. And finally it goes right for Bruno Fernandes, because his last 2 went absolutely skyward into the stands. But this time it's a goal. And Gregg Popovich finally is starting to get his players to turn around their luck at the penalty spot. I think it's been one of the things that Gregg Popovich has been rigorously putting his men through their paces in training. Marcus Rashford scored the last one they did score. That was in the Champions League against Basaskia in that 6-1 win. But there was one against Spurs that Bruno Fernandes missed. Was it? I think it was definitely Leicester, and then they had one against Sevilla as well, which they missed. And then one against, Jamie Vardy. It was Leicester with Van Arch. Then it was Sevilla before that, and I think there was one at Spurs that was missed as well. And then Aaron Howard missed one, didn't he? I think it was against Arsenal. So Manchester United have had pretty poor luck from the penalty spot until recently, but that will definitely calm the nerves, and United are 1-up at Cardiff. And not entirely against the run of play. But the handball was a really soft handball in my view. It didn't look like it touched his hand at all, and if it did, there was really nothing he could do about it. Popovich Jackson, another whipping ball. And Mason Greenwood can't really do much with his header. Cameron Popovich Jackson has... is that a foul, Mason Greenwood? That looked like a foul. It looked like he got his shirt pulled there, Mason Greenwood. Denying the goal scoring opportunity. That's definitely more of a case of a penalty than the one that was given, that's for sure. And Cardiff living dangerously there. More and Gletzel. Good save by Dean Henderson. He's getting an audition tonight. Hasn't really played a game up to this point. The ones that David De Gea has been replaced for has been Sergio Romero. Traore to Diallo. Now he's going to have to whip a ball in. He does. Mason Greenwood. Oh, he's miskicked it. You would have brought your house on him scoring from there. And grazed the kicks by the keeper though. But United couldn't get the ball. Ball got through Traore's legs. And Wilson has got the beating of ball for Jackson. And here comes Gletzel. The ball is everywhere and Dean Henderson has got it. Wonderful bravery there by Dean Henderson. I thought it was going to be a surefire goal, but hold the phone. Manchester United being really, really sloppy. Dean Henderson saves again. Volks. The ball is everywhere and Dean Henderson commands his area again. And will Man United keep the ball this time? Yes, they will. Whoa, Dean Henderson. That was a lively last 30 seconds there. His team gave away the ball, and now they're giving away the ball again. United looking really cheap on the ball at the moment. Wilson's gone. Ball in, Lindelof clears it. Oh, Dean Henderson. Putting his body on the line for his club there. What a good few saves he made there. We're half an hour into the first half. That's all. Oh, and everyone has been caught out by that one and more. And penalty. And no, it's free kick given. Oh my word. And at the East Point Arena, it's finally time for Manchester United and Leeds United. The rivalry will finally resume next time out in the Premier League. Volks. Manchester United just defending for dear life at the moment though. Finally they come away with the ball. It's not great defending there and Marcus Edwards is away. He's going to pick out not Mason Greenwood but Bruno Fernandes. 2-0. It's too easy. It's another goal for Bruno Fernandes. A brace tonight. And that is what Manchester United can do when Cardiff don't take their chances. Bruno Fernandes makes it 2-0. Marcus Edwards, who's really looked impressive so far this season. Looked like he was going to play on Mason Greenwood, but Bruno Fernandes came ahead of him instead. And cool as you like from Bruno Fernandes. 2-0. And the scoreline is probably as it should be. And Bruno Fernandes is now back amongst the goals. It's his second tonight. And Manchester United already looking out of sight. But Cardiff are definitely making a game of it, but it's goals that win them. And now, you think, at this point, United would be clear as day ahead, but the problems of defence have shown themselves in the last 2 games. It's 2-0 for now. Manchester United enjoying a healthy amount of possession so far as well. They have been a little bit sloppy with the ball. Ball by Bruno Fernandes. Mason Greenwood, he brings it 3-0. It's too easy. What a ball by Fernandes. And it's another goal for Mason Greenwood. 4 in 4 now. 3 at Arsenal, 1 tonight. 3-0 to United. Keeper really should be doing better. And that is the brilliance of Mason Greenwood at the moment. It's through his legs. Well, 3-0 and we're just approaching the end of the first half. It's another one of those nights for Coach Popovich. His team is relentless going forward. It is certainly the best forward line in the domestic English game at the moment, because they are scoring goals for absolute fun. Manchester United 3, Cardiff City 0. We're not even in the end of the first half yet. Cardiff giving it away again. For Jackson. Are you try alright? Going for a spin. Bit of confusion there between the 2 Cardiff players, but there's a hoof forward, but that's only going to go obviously up for a United throw. And the Cardiff manager has it all to do, and Gregg Popovich is going to be all smiles. Not been so much De Ligt and Lindelof that have been doing the defensive work. It's been Dean Henderson's brilliant goalkeeping. Pogba, Fernandes, Edwards, Manchester United away again. Marcus Edwards with the cross in. Fernandes, and he's appealing for a foul when he might have a case. A clear foul on Bruno Fernandes here. Oh, he's at the beating of Fusamenta. That doesn't normally happen. Here's Gletzel. And a bit of a tame shot towards Dean Henderson. And Henderson opposite to kick it out this time. That's a wise decision. Nails to Volks. More. Gletzel. And Dean Henderson is making the saves for United thus far. Cardiff come forward again. And Volks has put it out very, very wide. Dean Henderson's distribution hasn't been at all impressive though. His saves have been much better. His distribution has really given the ball away to the opposing team. But the boy is making a lot of saves. They're rather superfluous at this point, because Manchester United are 3 ahead, but it's still a great effort. There's Bakuna, as Cardiff have the ball yet again. Lost to Volks. And finally, Manchester United get a break on the ball with Bruno Fernandes. Send away Edwards. Edwards wonderfully done. Marcus Edwards has really looked impressive recently. The ball is out to Diallo, and he's going to not keep it in, unfortunately. He's going to keep it in, but he loses it. And Manchester United have been a bit loose with the ball at times, giving the ball away rather cheaply, but Dean Henderson has made it happen in goal, while Bruno Fernandes and a goal from Mason Greenwood have capped off not a stellar first half, but definitely one that United will take. Manchester United 3, Cardiff City 0 at the break. Welcome to the second half, live from Old Trafford for the first cup game of the season in the Carabao Cup. Manchester United already leading Cardiff City by 3 goals to 0. Huge news going to the second half is that both Mason Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes have already been substituted to begin the second half. Aaron Henwood has come on for Fernandes and Cavani has come on for Greenwood, both the goal scorers for United in the first half. Here's Wilson. And you can certainly tell that Gregg Popovich's rotation management, one of the best in the world, especially in basketball, in the NBA, definitely coming to the fore here, resting 2 of his star players for the second half. Fosu Mensah and Wilfred Jackson brings it down and hoops it away. Diallo wonderfully taken. Pogba. Mario Traore. Cushioned down by Traore. Now he's going to find Pogba. And here with his usual flying at the ball. Wonderfully played by Aaron Henwood. Shrugged off the challenge. Pogba. Pogba's gone down, and it's a free kick given. Bruno Fernandes has gone off now, so we're down to Paul Pogba to take this free kick. I think that's why Gregg Popovich took one of them off and left the other one on. Not really many set piece specialists per se. Here's Pogba. And it's going to be catched by the goalkeeper. Mensah. Marcus Edwards, who is having fun out there. Now Fosu Mensah. And now Marcus Edwards. Ball in towards Cavani. Edwards gets it back, and Pogba tries to poke it in towards Cavani, and it runs through to the keeper. Lindelof. And him with a multiple time winner of this competition. Oh, wonderfully played by Marcus Edwards and Cavani, linking up nicely. And Edwards keeps the ball. Marcus Edwards has really looked the part in a Manchester United shirt for the last few recent games he's contested in so far. Diallo with the ball in towards Cavani. And United are just getting comfortable now. Wonderful ball from Diallo. Lovely whipping ball. Gregg Popovich has really upped his game and his knowledge of the game. He's really using a lot more than he used to. He used to be a 3-5-2 specialist or 3-5-1 specialist, and he's really adapted over the last 3 or 4 seasons. And now he's using the basic 4-4-2, and it's working. Murphy shoves off Fosu Mensah. And now more. A heavy touch. Gone down by the challenge with De La Gide. And maybe Cardiff should have a penalty. Again, it looked rather more of a penalty than United's one that was given. There's Cavani. He's away. And he's picked the ball, you know. And pulled it back towards Diallo. And he's going to find Pogba. Oh. Wonderful play from United. Hannigan. Marcus Edwards is really up for this. Wonderful play by Pogba. Now Diallo. Diallo's going to turn his man. And he's going to go down and get a free kick. Another set piece for Manchester United. Another opportunity for Paul Pogba. And Henwood's lurking, but I don't think he's going to take it. He had his chance against Arsenal and was rather soft, unfortunately. Like we said, Aaron Henwood has had a couple struck in his time. Paul Pogba's on the pitch, so you're not really going to get him off the ball. Well, Cardiff are making a substitution as Ojo comes on for Murphy. Here we are again with Paul Pogba from 22 yards out. again, it's straight at the keeper. Done really well against the free kicks and set pieces, the keeper, to be fair. He's giving it away to Bakuna. Jackson's tidied up. Diallo is rather covered well there, but almost came away with it, to be fair. Legit, what a challenge. But fair, said the referee. Lindelof. Indeed, legit has cleaned up. Pogba. Henwood sees Cavani running. Another wonderfully distributed pass by Aaron Henwood. Edwards to Pogba. And it didn't end up in a shot, as it would normally do. Manchester United's teams attack like that. For Jackson covering back well. Manchester United starting to get a real foothold in this game defensively. Commentator's curse, perhaps. There's Wilson. Oh, Lindelof. Absolutely brilliant. Manchester United back to their best defensively, it seems, for the moment. Oh, wonderful play. Aaron Henwood. Cavani has gone over it to Diallo. Pass. 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 Henwood passes. And Diallo's not going to get there. It's not ending up at a finished project for a shot for Manchester United, but now they're just having fun. Can't afford to get too complacent, though. Aaron Henwood, it's never going to happen. Wonderfully taken. Wonderfully played by United. Wonderfully worked around the pitch. Cardiff can't deal with them. Diallo. Aaron Henwood. Oh, he spun him out! Oh! Aaron Henwood, that trusty right foot. Oh, it's so unlucky. It's scuffed along the ground. Manchester United are having a ball in this second half. They are in command. And it is wonderful to watch.
Substitution for Cardiff City. Coming off the pitch,
going to the bench.
Number 8.
Once again. And Joe Rolls is going off.
Number 21. Marlon Pack.
I think it was Marlon Pack. Yes, it is. Great challenge. Now Marcus Edwards. Fosu-Mensah. He's going to drill it in low to Edison Cavani. It's going to be a back pass, so the keeper's going to have to kick it out. I wonder if he played by Fosu-Mensah, not one for crossing usually. And the opportunity presented itself. Oh, and ball for Jackson. Giving the ball away there rather cheaply. And Cardiff maybe able to get something from it. Here's Harry Wilson. All in Lindelof, and Moore has got there. Great diving header, but again Dean Henderson is there, and United probably a little bit lucky not to concede there. Folks. Joe can't keep it in. Marcus Edwards. Only for someone to make a movement in front of him. And Edwards been taken out under his own momentum. Lindelof. Challenger really getting stuck in. Lindelof and Jalizit. For Jackson, should be a foul on United. It's not. Wolford Jackson gets it away. Henwood sends it back down. Henwood doesn't get there. More out of hope than expectation with that ball for Gratzel. Now Bakuna, he's lost ball for Jackson. Legit to Lindelof. Cavani wins the header. Diallo. Now Traore. Manchester United coming forward again. Cavani and Nelson is ahead of him. And Traore is giving it away for a throw. Final substitution of the match for Coach Popovich. Carlo Palistri is coming off, or on rather. Ali Traore to make way. Palistri was really good against Arsenal in the appearance he made. Oh, Diallo. And out comes Pogba. The ball is hanging in the air, and G Legit came from nowhere, and the referee's going to give Cardiff a free kick for that. No one's back to cover more there. There's Volks. Under pressure from Lindelof. Ian Henderson with another save. Back to help Wilson. Now Ojo. Lindelof does brilliantly again. And Lindelof gets in the way of that. Cardiff still pressing for at least a goal here. Be nothing more than a consolation at this point. Aaron Hill turns his man out. Pogba. And Diallo. Oh, and the defender's been caught napping. Amad Diallo is going to cut in. Oh, he's got to score. Oh, and how did Diallo not score that? Oh my word. An opportunity begging for Amad Diallo to get his first goal in a United shirt, I believe. And I don't think he'll get much of a better chance than that. Did great to get the ball in the first place. Legit gets ahead of him. Oaks, Wilson. Back. Back is headed over, and it'll go out for a goal kick. The work Dean Henderson did in the first half is nothing short of brave and brilliant. Since then, United have been in command, really.
Coming off the pitch.
Cardiff bringing off Bennett for Cunningham.
Coming onto the pitch, number 3, Joe Bennett.
Why am I out of substitutions but Cardiff can make 4? The fuck? I thought it switched it to 5. There's more, and he's put it out. Cardiff being a bit wasteful in possession. The leg's starting to waver a bit, I think. Well, Dean Henderson has definitely made a case to be moving up the pecking order tonight. He might move up slightly. Sergio Romero is considered one of the best backups in the league, and with De Gea, well, there's no disputing his quality. Dean Henderson has it tough, but Popovich wants to utilise him. Legit. The great thing about Popovich is that if there is a space for you, Popovich will find it. The likes of Diallo have really benefited from that. Played him the left wing once, rather admirably as well for his debut. Now there's down to Pogba, and Pogba's going all the way, and it's 4-0. And you can't stop Paul Pogba. It's another goal, and Manchester United are truly out of sight now. 4-0. And all that would put the cherry on the cake would be a clean sheet for Dean Henderson. This for Pogba. Wonderfully controlled. And away he went. Bag. Well, another vintage Coach Popovich night. He's having a lot more of them this season. He's not really letting anyone get away. That man is having a field day. He has not lost one match since the start of the 2020-2021 football season. And that emphatically continues tonight. 4-0 to Manchester
Goal
United.
for Manchester
Cardiff were out of this a
Number
long
6,
time ago.
Paul Pogba.
And 2 minutes to go at the added on 6 for added on time. Actually, that's 3. It's just coming up to 2 now. Palistri, who's not had a lot of time on the ball in the second half. I don't think he barely touched the ball at all yet. Manchester United have been so busy playing with it amongst each other. And Palistri just hasn't had a touch on the ball yet, despite that. But thread it through to ball for Jackson. Yeah, that was lost it. End of the day and end of another thumping performance by Coach Popovich, and finally he's back on the clean sheet trend with Dean Henderson, who did all his work in the first half. Goals for Fernandes, for Pogba and for Mason Greenwood, and it was another vintage Manchester United Cup night and a brilliant second half. United could have been out of sight by more than this, and they earned their win today. A wonderfully worked win, all across, and definitely tightened up the holes, and Dean Henderson did all his work in the first half. United 4, Cardiff City 0. So let's have a look at the other round 3 scores and who progresses to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Watford winning by 2-1 against Bristol City. Everton and Crystal Palace ended in a 1-1 draw at the end of regulation, but due to no replays, of course, it went through to a penalty shootout in which Crystal Palace won by 4-3. It's an all-Premier League tie there, but a scalp nonetheless, and that was the same at Craven Cottage as well. 2-2 against Fulham and Spurs, with Fulham progressing 5-4 on penalties. Luton Town also winning on penalties by 4-3 after a 1-1 draw against Barnsley. Sheffield United eliminated by Championship side Bournemouth by 3-0. Rotherham United losing 3-1 against Newcastle United. Leicester City progressing against Millwall 3-1 as well. And Brighton losing to Brentford by 2-1. Huddersfield eliminating Coventry City. Arsenal absolutely thumping Crewe Alexandra by 5-2 in Mikel Arteta's most emphatic win of the season so far. West Brom 2, QPR 0. And finally, Blackburn Rovers beating Blackpool by 2-0. Liverpool asserting champions' authority and dominance with a 3-1 win against Premier League side Wolves. And another all-Premier League tie, Manchester City were eliminated by Frank Lampard's Chelsea team. And Southampton and Swansea went to penalties after a 1-1 draw, with Southampton winning by 5-4. And looking for the round 4 draw, it was already drawn at the end of the second night, of course. And Fulham were drawn against Watford. Huddersfield were drawn against Southampton. Luton Town face a visit from Bournemouth. And Leicester City will face Blackburn Rovers. Manchester United have West Bromwich Albion. Liverpool have Newcastle United. Arsenal have Crystal Palace. And Chelsea have Brighton in pretty much all Premier League clashes for most of round 4.